Today is the second week of the month, and we are here. God is so merciful, giving us an opportunity where we could be able to be a part of Him today. And the mission report is entitled as Man with Crooked Stick. Man with Crooked Stick. Basically, this mission report is coming from Newsweek, and the pioneers are here. Most part of Anand Chowdhury and his family are all the way from hailing from Newsweek, so you can be able to remember seeing the days that you'll be able to spend there. That's the beauty of it, and HopeSide Church is absolutely very much thrilled that person from Newsweek has been able to take initiation in carrying out the gospel ministry here in this part of the land. Indian villagers face constant trouble from an intruding tiger. The wildlife crept by night into Gurgaon, a remote village with no electricity on a mountainside in India's Andhra Pradesh state. The villagers depended upon goat, cows, and goats to produce milk and cultivate crops for the rich landowners, watched in despair as their animals were devoured by one. They prayed for their gods for protection, but nothing happened. One day, a tall white man with a crooked stick arrived on a horseback. He spoke the local Telugu language, and the villagers stared at his crooked stick. When the stick caught, animals went to sleep permanently. The villagers learned that a man was an American named Dr. Theodore R. Flake. We all know that. This man. He had opened a small hospital in Newsweek, 30 miles, which means 150 kilometers away from the village, and a training school for the workers in a suburb, 110 miles or 180 kilometers away. When he wanted to rest for this work, he hunted on their mountain. He donated the game to the villagers. On Sunday, he sat in the shade of a village tree, he removed his coat, and sang songs. So when the villager asked what he was singing, he explained that he was worshipping the Creator God. We want to see the Creator God, the villager said. The white man opened a black book and read about the Creator God. As the tiger problem grew, the village's elders won a promise from the white man to help. They tied a goat to a tree trunk in the village center. In the branches, they built a platform where a white man could sleep. That night, they tied a rope to his leg and retreated to the huts to keep watch. In the night's darkness, a large tiger approached. The watching villagers jerked the string. Waking up the white man, he cast his crooked stick to cover. The tiger, however, was only wounded and fled. Later, the tiger returned, was shot and fled again. After several attempts, the tiger was shot dead. After that, the friendship between Dr. Flake and the villagers grew greatly. A small Seventh-day Adventist congregation was established. One of the first converts, a young man who had helped tie the goat to the tree and kept watch at night, was Sundaram, my father. He was baptized in 1955. Today, Gudeng Madavaram is an Adventist village. It has produced 40 pastors and Bible workers and many educators and health professionals. On Saturday, the whole village comes to a heart to worship the Creator God. Most probably you might have been familiar with the story. Okay, but what a touching experience and the faith that Dr. Flake had, Theodore Flake had, when he reached up Andhra Pradesh, and today we have a hospital and a church there, and many people have been able to worship there. Well, that's the beauty of it. Okay, let's get into our Sabbath school lesson, and it is entitled as Blueprint for a Better World. Blueprint for a better world. If you have to build a house, you need a blueprint, right? Without a blueprint, it will be impossible that we could be able to do anything. So the memory text is taken from Leviticus chapter 19, verse 18. It says, "You shall not take vengeance, nor bear any grudge against the children of your people, but you shall love your neighbor as yourself. I am the Lord. And the Bible is absolutely very clear. Loving neighbors comes only in the New Testament. That's what the whole Christian comes to zeal. But it's absolutely wrong. The God, our Lord, is the same yesterday and today and forever, demonstrated who He is all about from day one till today. So love your neighbor as yourself. And the Bible says, I am the Lord who has been able to give this command to you. God has always had people whom He has maintained a special relationship in the stories like Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Among others, we see God yearning to deepen, you see, the relationship with human beings. From the time that sin came into existence, God was unable to communicate with His children. So He secluded few of them so that through them that He could be able to communicate with each one of us in order to maintain a very good relationship between you and me. Why? Because God is holy, God is righteous, and you and I have come forth the short of glory of God because of our sins. And the Bible says our sins have been able to be a parting away from God and us. So there has to be somebody that God through them could communicate. And that's one of the reasons He had Enoch, Noah, Abraham, Isaac, and all these people. Why did He choose them to be able to be a part of Him? Number one is to communicate and get a message what He had intended through these lovely people, so that these people can be able to impart that to the children of Israel. And all together, we could be able to communicate with Him and have a very good relationship. That's number one. Number two, why do you think so God chose Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Noah, and of course we are called His descendants today? Why did He choose us? When He called Abraham, He mentioned a very important thing. What did He say? When He chose Abraham, He gave a blessing to him. What is the blessing? What is the blessing? He shows him the stars of the sky, and He shows him the sand of the sea. And listen to this beautiful statement. In Genesis chapter 12, verse 2 and 3, He says, I will make you into a what? Great. He wanted the progeny of Abraham to be what? A great nation. Not a simple one. And then He goes on to say, and I will bless you. This is the second one. He says, I'm going to make sure that your progeny, your seed, will be a great nation, number one. That is the promise that He gave to Abraham. Number two, He says, I'm going to bless you. And then number three, He says, I will make your name great and you will be a blessing. Three important ingredients where the Lord has given Abraham. He said, I'm going to make you a great nation. So once the nation becomes great, what happens? You know, all the other neighboring countries or all the other neighboring states will be able to look up to you and say, what made Abraham great? Or Abraham's nation great? Number two, He says, I'm going to bless you. A nation or a family or individuals can never be great until unless God blesses. And that's one of the reason He says that I'm going to bless you. Second ingredient. So when God chooses people, He chooses us to be what? Great. And if He has chosen us, He's going to what? Bless. Irrespective of who you are, how you are, if you and I are called by His purpose, somehow is going to make us great. Number one, He's going to bless us. And then the third is very important. Once we become great and once He blesses us, and what does the Bible say here? You will be a blessing. Amen? A third important attribute was given to Abraham. And it says that I will make you name great and you will be a blessing. A very important aspect of it. And then, and all the people on earth will be blessed through you. A very important thing. When God has chosen you and me, because we are part of the seed of Abraham, and you and I are called to be great, you and I are called to be blessed, you and I are supposed to be a blessing when many people come in and out of our life. That is the way of God has been able to promise to Abraham. That's one of the reasons He chose them, like Enoch, like Abraham, like anyone you be able to name from the Bible. And then this blessing was to come through the nation of Israel and ultimately through this great man called as the Messiah. That is Jesus Christ, right? That's one of the reasons we call Jesus as the what? The Son of God, of course, the Son of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. And then He says, with all the creation of the people of Israel, God was now working with an entire nation. That's very important. You see how God took Abraham as a person, and He says, through your seed, that I'm going to make you sure that you will be a blessing to all the nations, because when I make you great, when I bless you, all the people's eye will be there on you. And that's one of the reasons He gave the promised son called Isaac. And He said, what did He say to Isaac? What did He say to Abraham? Before He would be able to make him great, before God could make Abraham great, God did something. What did He do? He tested his faith, right? With Isaac. How many sons did Abraham have?
Two sons.
Two sons, huh? The son of promise.
The son of promise is one.
Only one. Okay. Whatever it is, even though Ishmael was the son of Abraham, but still, you see, there is no way, of him being mentioned. That doesn't mean that he's been desiccated. No, God bless him. That's a different generation. That's a different question. But when you talk about Abraham, how many sons? 21. Isaac. How many sons did God have? 21. Abraham's son was supposed to be great, right? And the Son of God also is great. You see the balance? Abraham's son was blessed. Jesus, the Son of God, was blessed. Abraham's son volunteered himself to what? Be a sacrifice. You see, when the Father said, he obeyed his Father. Jesus obeyed his Father. You see the patterns? He went on himself to sacrifice. Who? Abraham. God sent His only begotten Son to be sacrificed. And you see, Isaac accepting the sacrifice and says, yes, happily I'm ready to lay down my life. And you see, Jesus also happily willing to what? Lay down His life. See the patterns? And ultimately, the difference between Isaac and Jesus was this. Isaac was spared, and Jesus was spared. But of course, the story goes on so beautifully that He said, this principle for you and me, to make us sure that how loving a God is our God. When He accepts you and me as His children, He will keep His promises from generation to generation. Whatever the cost, whatever the difficulties, How about that we don't be able to obey His will sometimes? In spite of all this, He will keep His promises because the words of the Lord have spoken. That's the truth. And what happened? After that, you will be able to see God in His own infinite mercy, to see how Abraham and his generation has been able to be quoted in the end. Any questions in this one? Got the parallels? Got the parallels between Isaac and Jesus? And of course, Messiah is the one who saves us. The God who hears will be, second, if I want to summarize the whole thing, we go back to the book of Exodus. We go back to the book of Exodus, and when you talk about Exodus, then we'll be able to find only what? The children of Israel, okay, being oppressed, got into the bondage, got into the slavery, and then and there they hear, they started shouting and say, Lord, where are you? Why can't you hear our praise? Can't you be able to see the suffering? We have been blessed. We are the seed of Abraham. You promised that you're going to bless, and you blessed. Various reasons we are here now. Got caught up with the Egyptians. Now please do hear us. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Does God hear their prayer? Does God hear their prayer? Absolutely. And that's one of the reasons we planned out earlier. You see, God is a God of order. God is a God of order. He doesn't take things for granted. He plans, He prepares, He awares. A life has to be absolutely in a very systematic way that we have to go about. And that's what our Lord is all about. What happens, how we know is systematized, and that's one of the reasons you could be able to see how Moses was raised. There is a history behind the rise of Moses, right? Why was Moses raised? Just to make sure that the children of Israel were being able to take them away from bondage. God knew Moses before he could be able to be born. God knew the children of Israel, where they are supposed to, how they will be, and what are their demerits and difficulties. Because of the promise that He gave to Abraham that He doesn't want to get back, and He hears their prayer again, and He raises up Moses. You know the history of Moses, right? He was supposed to be killed. Later on, he had to get into the palace. I don't know why. God had different means and methods to get His work done. Because every action has an equal and opposite reaction, so Newton's third law. So Satan also was absolutely working in order to make sure that God's plan will not be prospered, because Satan knew very well that God had already promised Abraham, so He wants to make sure that the seed has been killed in every angle, so He attacked them in every angle from the time of Abraham till today. But you see, but still, God, in His own infinite mercy, He raises Moses in the Pharaoh's court, mysteriously, never thought about it. Never thought about it. God's plan is always the best plan. Many times we might be able to distort our plans, but God, in His own infinite mercy, when He has promised to take you and me and carry us through, He will. And you and I know the story very clearly. Okay. 400 years was a long time to wait for the children of Israel. So the condition of increasingly harsh slavery, God manifested in a unique way. He appeared for Moses and He said, I'm going to use you. He takes him to the wilderness, and He appears in the burning bush. He speaks to him. After speaking to him, after the training period for 40 long years in the wilderness, and He says when He was 80 years old, now you go to the children of Israel and then release them from Pharaoh. is here. Moses had a job to do. The first part of Moses was to go back to Egypt from the place where he ran and came out. He had to go and face the Pharaoh and said, come on, my God has ordained me to do something absolutely very different. That is, to release the children of Israel from the bondage of sin. When God says go, you keep on going. I don't know where He will send. I don't know what He wants you to do. I don't know how He wants you to do. Many a time Moses was thinking, this is the best way, let me go here, let me do this. He became a failure. God says, okay, go for a training period. He took him to the training period, and He says, come on, now you're praying, you go ahead now. Goes. What happens? Moses releases them. What does that mean? He meant absolutely something different.
When God says to go, don't turn back.
Don't come back. That's one thing.
Go on going.
That's one thing.
Like Abraham.
Like Abraham. Okay. The beauty of the story is this, sister. Among all the culmination of these things, the only thing that I can be able to see is this: God cares. God what? He cares. God doesn't stop there. Moses comes to Egypt, gets the release plan, and then what happens? God had a plan for the children of Israel so that they could be able to be where? In the land of Canaan. A horizontal picture is being able to take into consideration. You and I are in the bondage of sin. You and I are there, got into slavery. And you are there in the slavery, you cry out to the Lord. And God again prepares His way to get you out. And once He gets you out, and He has a plan, and the plan is to enter into the Canaan's land. But what happens? Before getting into the Canaan's land, God had to instruct His children, right? You see the plan of redemption. That's what the reason God takes them to the wilderness in order to teach them who He is all about. Many times it takes you and me to a wilderness experience to teach who He is all about. Does that make sense? But the children of Israel find God in wilderness. Even though He was a pillar of cloud and pillar of fire, doing a lot of miracles, still they start murmuring, right? What about you and me? I do that every time. I speak. Can we go and change the skin? Can a leopard change his part? Custom. But what I'm saying is this, the highlight is this: in spite of that, the promises what He made through Abraham, He wants to keep it. Irrespective of the children of Israel whatsoever. And that's what the reason, before entering into the Canaan's land, God takes Moses, before they would be the new creatures there. Here are the 10 commandments. He gave them laws. Why laws are important? Why laws are important? Okay, keep us in track, number one. What are the laws that He gave? It is not only 10 commandments. He gave the laws that how we have to treat our neighbors. He gave the laws for the land. He gave the laws for neighboring countries when they come and visit you. How you have to treat them. What you're supposed to do with them. Why? Because the memory text says, God said, I'm going to make you a great nation. When you become a great nation, you are governed by the laws and regulations, and these are the steps that you have to follow. And that's one of the reasons those instructions has to be given to Moses. And it says, these are the laws that you have to keep. Either it might be a heathen, either it might be any. See, God considered everybody as his children. Many times that you and I feel that, God loves only the children of Israel, not others. No. He loves every individual, irrespective of people respect him, worship him, or love him, no problem. Whatever their condition is not about, but God cares. He loves. He gives equal opportunity for every individual. You see the leadership quality of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ when he gave these laws. You go through those laws in the book of Leviticus, I'm telling you, amazing. He gives the Decalogue, and the beauty is this. Listen to this one. The Bible says, do not murder. It includes all acts of injustice that tends to shorten life, as well as the selfish neglect of caring for the needy or suffering. Or, when he says, do not steal, it simply means that he condemns slave dealing and forbids war of conquest. It requires the payment of just debts or wages, as well as prohibiting every attempt of advantage oneself by the ignorance, weakness, or misfortune of another. So God was mindful when he made these laws and his statutes to give to his children. We can easily tell ourselves that we are not bad people. That's what God wants us to. For example, if we are not directly involved in murder or obviously stealing, it might seem that we are okay. But when Jesus talked about the commandments, he made it clear that the commandments are not what? Fulfilled simply by doing. The Jews kept the commandments. Do not steal, do not murder, do not commit adultery. They did everything. But indirectly, they oppressed. They marginalized. And God considers that very serious. You don't need to kill a person. You think in your heart that you want to kill, because all the issues of thoughts come back in your heart. To that extent, the laws were created by God himself, so that it is not only the children of Israel will be great if you keep those laws and those statutes, but keeping those laws and those statutes, even the heathenistic community also will be benefited to know how great our God is all about. And that's what it means to say. When the Bible says, I'm going to make you a great nation, I will bless you, so that you will be a what? Blessing to others. The question, practical question is, can we be a blessing? God was considering even slaves, widows, fatherless, foreigners. He never left anybody behind. If you have to go to Exodus chapter 23, verse 9, there is a God's message for the Israel. As newly freed slaves, the Israelites knew what it was to be oppressed, right? Because they were enslaved in Egypt. And the Egyptians took advantage of them and built monument after monument, using whom? The children of Israel. The harsh treatment they got. Which means they were supposed to be what? Learn what oppression is all about. So that when they come in encounter with people in the future, they will not what? Oppress. They will not what? Bifurcate. Why? Because they know what oppression is all about. And that's one of the reasons God, in His own mindfulness, He says, I want you to experience what it is to be a slave, so that you will never have any slaves. And I like in the New Testament, the book of Philemon, Onesimus was one of the person. Was a slave. Philemon was a slave trade. Later Paul intervenes and says, free him, don't worry. The law's government was absolutely a miraculous way of God telling each one of us that everybody are equal in His sight. There is no option that He will not bifurcate them. And He says, as newly freed slaves, the Israelites knew what it is to be oppressed, exploited, and marginalized. And while they celebrated their freedom, God was concerned that they not forget where they had come from, what it is like to be excluded, and what He had done to rescue them. And that's one of the reasons He instituted Passover as a memorial event and an opportunity to retell the story. What a mighty hand of God brought us out of the land of Egypt, the land of slavery. That makes sense? That makes sense? That makes sense? Absolutely. It will. It should. So once we have been able to suffer this way, what will be our next step? What will be our next step? So that's one of the reasons the Lord gave laws appropriately to treat slaves. Laws that would have stood out to stark contrast with the treatment of many of the Israelites had experienced. There were laws dealing with the violent crimes, laws related to property, laws for everyday living, and the principle for establishing courts to implement these laws and to administer justice. Now they've experienced every bit of in the land of Egypt. Now God is telling, now I have given you an opportunity. I'm going to give you these festivals. I'm going to give you these laws. When you are celebrating your freedom in this angle, remember, when somebody comes in contact with you as your neighbors, either it might be a Gentile, Jew, whoever it is, and that's one of the reasons we look into the story of the Samaritan. You see, the story of the Samaritan. We preached last time. You and I are absolutely aware. What was the duty of a priest when he saw a man was dying? What was supposed to be important? Not going to church that day. Whatever it is, bring that guy. They forgot that, but they kept the law of going to church. You see the difference? Many times by keeping the law, we are breaking the law. And that's called as legalism. We look down upon people who don't. That's very bad. Why? You and I are sinners. Has God shown mercy? Has God shown mercy? Yes. If God has shown mercy for us when we see another person sinning, why can't we show mercy for him? But it's about what we do. It's very usually what we do. When we see a person in sin, we try to throw a stone at him, right? Immediately. Why? Because we know that it's sin. And we know that he's sinning. We know that he's wrong. So what we try to do? We try to throw a stone at him, forgetting about who we were in the past. And that's what God is reminding the children of Israel. He's saying, don't ever forget who you were before. You were before. No. Once upon a time we were Gentiles, not knowing the truth, suffering in sin. Jesus, and through the gospel somehow we have got to know about the truth, and we are here today. And how are we to treat the people who are being what? Might be sinning, might be not like us, might not be knowing the truth. And that's one of the reasons the Bible says it absolutely clearly. I want to make you great. When you and I will become great, not by oppressing a person, not marginalizing a person, not thinking that you are greater than him. No. It is entirely opposite of what the Lord intended in the country. Does it make sense? Any questions? Any questions? So God was mindful of slaves, widows, fatherless, and foreigners. So we have to be absolutely very careful when they come in encounter with us, how we deal with them. Because ultimately, it is the name of the Lord is glorified by our actions, not by words. Any questions? Let's go a little further. Let's talk about the second tithing. Many Christians recognize and follow the Bible instruction of giving tithe. How many percent we have to give tithe? How many percent? How many percent we have to give tithe? Yeah, 10%. That's mandatory. The gospel ministry, that's what the Bible says. But we have another one called as the second tithe. Studies suggest that the ancient Israelite living was giving according to the guidelines in the Levitical laws. Would on average give almost 1/4 of the year's income to the word of God. Let me remind you one thing. I don't know why. But only one thing I know, that when God blesses you and me, and you and I are not supposed to be, you and I are supposed to be a blessing to others. If not, the blessing turns out to be a curse. Many times we think giving 10% to the Lord, and abstaining ourselves, we are not God because we get the law, because what the Lord wants to do. But God wants to do beyond it. Amazing God, right? Just imagine these rules and these regulations have been simply just kept and followed. How much more blessing? Many times we think that giving we lose. Never. Giving you will never lose at all. While giving, you'll be added. Does that make sense? Take a glass of water, sip it becomes empty. But God demonstrated His love. I said, only once it's empty, then I will be able to fill it. That makes sense? But we always want our cups to be what? Full. We don't want to empty at all. So what happens? The same water of the content becomes stagnated. Stagnated. The principle of the Word of God is this. You give, I'll fill it. That's the reason there is a song called as Fill My Cup. When will you fill? I've asked this question. When will you fill? Only when it is empty. When it is full, not giving to anybody, just keeping for ourselves, and everything is there for me, myself, my kids, my family. Can it fill? It stagnates. That's what it says today. Listen to this one. In regular years, the portion of the harvest was to be brought to the sanctuary and shared from there. But every third year, there was to be a special focus on sharing their blessings in their own community. In these harvest celebrations, there was a special focus on those who might easily have been overlooked or forgotten. You shall give it to the Levite, the foreigner, the fatherless, and the widow, so that they may eat in your towns and be what? Satisfied. Who? Fatherless, widows, foreigners should be able to eat in your town. According to God's instructions, at least some portion of the Israelites' giving was to be focused on providing financial and practical assistance to those who most needed it. Again, this was based on the people's memory and appreciation of how God had been merciful and just to them. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Have you heard about the story of Boaz, right? You know, when Ruth was working, what did God say? You know, what did Boaz say? This girl, this lady worked. Don't cut everything. Just keep a little bit. At least let her also pay some. Where does this principle come from? Instruction of the Most High God. So God was mindful of taking care of slaves, foreigners, Gentiles, anybody who come in contact with you. These principles has to be upheld. These principles has to be practiced. Why? And the Bible says, love your God with all your heart, mind, and soul. When it says love your neighbor, who is a neighbor? Every individual who come in contact with me. Principles has to be applied. Action has to be executed. And laws has to be followed. That's the way. It means to say, love your neighbor as yourself. Any questions? The year of Jubilee. You see, meeting the Israelites as a people who had no home of their own and who are waiting for the arrival in the promised land, God knew the importance that the land would take on as they established a new society in Canaan. Under the leadership of Joshua, God oversaw an orderly distribution of the land by the tribe and the family groups. And then he says in Leviticus chapter 25 verse 23, the land must not be sold permanently because the land is mine and you reside in my land as foreigners and strangers. Many a times we talk about, this house is my house. This property is mine. The children of Israel, you and I are also a part of children of Israel. Your home is not your home. The principle applied. Many times we become so selfish, right? My house, I'm paying the mortgage. I should be. I can. I. The principle here is this. Nothing is permanent yours. If God has blessed you, it is even for others. Slaves, widows, fatherless, foreigners, who God will show you. Is the principle hard? Is the thinking can change? That's what the year of Jubilee is all about. Why? The year of Jubilee is a celebration where after 7 years, if the person has taken the land, after 7 years, make sure that you give that land to the person free of cost. See the loss? Can we be able to do that? Hey, come on. That is not fair. That's not fair. I paid the mortgage. I have this done. Well, yes, not done this. How can I be able to give it freely? I don't know. Only one thing is for sure. In the New Testament, you come and work from morning 6 o'clock to evening 6 o'clock, the wages is the same. You come at 5:55 in the evening and work till 6 o'clock, the wages is just the same. That's what it means to be a blessing to others. That's what it means to be a blessing to others. This is demonstrated, right? If you have 2, give 1. The $100, give 50. Sometimes you have to give it all. Just like the widow who gave to Elijah. Give it all. That's the principle. But usually we are living in this age where we want and want and want and want and want and want. The more we have, the more we want. Actually, who are the people who give? Those who don't have anything, they always will give. Not those who have. Those who have always wants to add up. Listen to this beautiful statement. There is nothing after the recognition of the claims of God that more distinguishes the laws given by Moses than the liberal, tender, and hospitable spirit enjoined towards the poor. Although God had promised greatly to bless his people, it was not his design that poverty should be wholly unknown among them. So he declared that the poor should never cease out of the land. There should ever be these among his people who would call into exercise their sympathy, tenderness, benevolence. Then as now, persons were subject to misfortune, sickness, and loss of property. Yet so long as they followed the instructions given by God, there was no beggars among them, neither any who suffered for food. That's what is written by Patriarchs and Prophets, page 530 to 531. These regulations were designed to bless the rich no less than the poor too. They would restrain avarice and a disposition for self-exaltation, and would cultivate a noble spirit of benevolence. And by fostering goodwill and confidence between all classes, they would promote social order, stability of government. We are all woven together in the great web of humanity, and whatever we can do to benefit and uplift others will reflect in blessing upon ourselves. A very, very strong statement. A very, very strong statement. This is right place in Patriarchs and Prophets. That's what God is all about. That's what he intended when he said, I'm going to get you out of Egypt and put you into the Canaan's land, not to enjoy themselves the way how they wanted to, but God said, I want you to enjoy the land of Canaan, yes, the way how I want you to enjoy. Not only you, but anybody who come in contact with you also should be able to enjoy the same blessings. No Jews in Christ, no Gentiles, no slave, no free, no bond. You see? The same principle when people are talking about in the New Testament, when Jesus talks about it, they say, no, God of the Old Testament is entirely different, but God of the New Testament is entirely different. Come on, compare. Can God violate his own laws? Never. The same principle there, and the same principle Jesus demonstrated and showed the children of Israel when he was there on this earth. The Jews failed to understand the Messiah. Why? Because they were so much into keeping the law, forgetting the real meaning of what the law was talking about. So these are some of the beautiful instructions that the Lord has been able to give to each one of us today on the Sabbath morning. Yes, my dear brothers and sisters, blueprint for a better world. God has given instructions. Simply follow. No dispute, no difficulty. Simple formula. Follow the instructions, do the things what the Lord wants you to do, and test the Lord and see whether he is good or not. He is going to bless you or not. Any questions? Any questions? Anything to add? Any contribution? Anything you want to delete? So when the Bible says the Lord is just the same yesterday, today, and forever, can you substantiate that word? Is he marginalizing Gentiles, Jews, rich, poor, slave, bond, free? You all are children of God. But only one thing I can sum up and say, all have sinned and come short of the glory of God. We all need it. There is no sinner called as the biggest sinner and the smallest sinner. No. Sinner is a sinner. We all need God's grace and His love. That's all the blueprint. I'm telling you. As He promised to Abraham, I'm going to make you a what? Great nation. Number two, I'm going to bless you. Number three, once I bless you, I want you to be a what? Blessing to every individual who come in contact with you. Keeping these three considerations in mind. As the Bible says, there are only two laws. Love your God with all your heart, with all your mind, with all your soul. At the same time, love your neighbor as yourself. God bless each one. This time, the Sabbath offering will be collected. Let's seek the Lord in prayer. Gracious God in heaven, I want to thank you for being with us. Your laws and your statutes has to cover our lives and our families. God, give us the heart that we will be able to understand and walk in the paths of righteousness. Pray that you help us, Father, that we will be a blessing to others who come in our name, so that your name might be glorified. Pray that you help us to go in your India. Thank you for everything. In Jesus' name I pray. Let's just take 5 minutes break and finish our sermon. Come back.